10 towns built in the strangest places. Did you know there are towns where the geography seems to challenge common sense? Places where people have built entire communities on cliffs, in deserts, or even floating on water. It's almost like humans look at impossible landscapes and think, challenge accepted. These towns stand as testaments to resilience, ingenuity, and sometimes sheer stubbornness. Today, we're diving into 10 towns built in some of the strangest, most unexpected places on Earth, each with its own story of survival and adaptation that defies logic and inspires awe. If you think your commute is tough, wait until you hear about these wild spots where living isn't just about comfort, it's about overcoming nature itself. Setenil de las Borgueras, Spain. Imagine living in a town where the houses aren't just next to the rocks, they're built right under massive overhanging cliffs, with natural rock formations forming part of your walls and roofs. Setenil de las Borgueras is exactly that, a place where the streets wind beneath enormous boulders that seem frozen mid-fall. This unique setup isn't just a quirky architectural choice, it's a clever response to the intense heat of southern Spain, using natural rock to provide cooling shade. But living under such imposing stone means constant vigilance against erosion and rockfalls, and modern safety regulations often clash with the town's ancient charm. Perched, Australia. When the desert sun blazes down at temperatures topping 120 DFF, where do you hide? If you're the people of Perched, you go underground. This quirky Australian mining town is famous for its dugouts, homes carved directly into the sandstone hills to escape the brutal heat. Life below the surface has turned into a thriving subterranean culture with underground shops, churches, and even hotels. The challenges? Well, mining tunnels come with their own dangers. Collapses, flooding, and ventilation issues are real concerns. Plus, living underground might sound cozy until you realize you have zero natural light and a constant need to monitor air quality. Still, the locals love their cave life and tourists flock here to experience the otherworldly vibe. Skythorn, Netherlands. Forget cars and traffic jams. Skythorn is a village where canals replace streets and boats are the main mode of transport. This fairy tale town, built on water, might seem serene and idyllic, but it comes with unique logistical headaches. Deliveries, emergencies, and everyday errands require boats, which can be tricky in winter when canals freeze. Plus, flooding risks are constant given its low-lying position. Imagine explaining to your mail carrier that your mailbox is reachable only by rowing past 3 houses. It's a living postcard, but residents must constantly balance tradition with modern needs, like maintaining water quality and preventing overcrowding from tourism. Machu Picchu Pueblo, Aguas Caliente, Peru. Tucked into a steep valley below the ancient Incan ruins, Machu Picchu Pueblo, better known as Aguas Calientes, is a town where space is so limited that buildings cling to hillsides, and the only real access is by train or on foot. The breathtaking setting comes with constant risk. Landslides during the rainy season can cut off access, trapping residents and tourists alike. The town's struggle is balancing booming tourism with preserving fragile ecosystems, all while existing in a place where building infrastructure is a Herculean task. Walking the narrow streets, you might wonder how the locals manage daily life amid the throngs of visitors and potential natural disasters. Jaisalmer, India. In the heart of the Thar Desert sits Jaisalmer, the golden city, where sandstone buildings gleam like jewels under the relentless sun. What makes this town strange isn't just its desert location, but how an entire community thrives with minimal water and extreme temperatures. Ancient water management systems, step wells, and underground tanks sustain the population, but climate change and modern water demands strain these historic solutions. And life here demands creativity, whether it's insulating homes from heat or coping with sandstorms that can bury streets overnight. It's a place where the past meets present in a dusty dance of survival, and where tourists marvel at the city's fortress-like walls that rise from the sand like a mirage. Vardø, Norway. To the edge of the Arctic Circle, where Vardø claims the title of the easternmost town in Norway, this tiny settlement built on a windswept island faces polar nights that last weeks and brutal storms that can blow the sea itself inland. What's strange here isn't just the extreme climate, but how the town remains lively despite it, with a strong fishing culture and surprising bursts of art and culture. Yet, being so remote means supply shipments can be delayed or canceled by weather, and emergency services are stretched thin. Imagine living in a place where darkness dominates half the year, and your idea of a neighborhood stroll might involve dodging frostbite. Aogoshima, this tiny volcanic island in the Philippine Sea, is like a secret world unto itself. Only about 200 people live here, surrounded by steep cliffs and an active volcano that can erupt at any moment. Aogoshima's bizarre location, essentially inside a volcanic crater, means the town has a natural amphitheater shape, with lush greenery and ocean views from every angle. But living here means constant vigilance, evacuation drills are routine, and infrastructure is fragile. The islanders' spirit is unbreakable, but if you thought your commute was tough, try navigating steep stairs and narrow paths with no roads in sight. It's one of the most isolated places on Earth, with a community that embraces the beauty and danger of their home. Hallstatt, Austria. This picturesque alpine town looks like it was painted by a master artist, nestled between a crystal-clear lake and towering mountains, with houses clinging to steep hillsides. What makes Hallstatt strange isn't just its beauty, but the fact that its location has caused challenges ranging from flooding to overcrowding by tourists. Parking is nearly impossible, and recent years have seen debates over how to preserve the town's delicate infrastructure while accommodating the flood of visitors. Some locals joke that the only way to get around is by boat or hiking boots, since roads are narrow and parking is tight. La Rinconada, Perched. At over 16,700 feet above sea level, La Rinconada holds the title of the highest permanent settlement in the world. This mining town clings to the slopes of the Andes, where oxygen is scarce and temperatures plunge below freezing at night. Living here means constant exposure to extreme altitude sickness risks, and the mining work itself is perilous, with little regulation or safety net. Infrastructure is minimal, and many residents live without basic services like clean water or sewage systems. Yet, despite these hardships, people flock here seeking fortune, embodying a fierce determination to carve out life at the edge of the world. Ayakköy, Turkey. Ayakköy is a ghost town perched on a hillside in southwestern Turkey, abandoned nearly a century ago after population exchanges between Greece and Turkey. What makes it strange isn't just that it's deserted, but that it's frozen in time, with over 500 stone houses and churches left to slowly decay. Walking its empty streets feels like stepping into a time capsule where history whispers from every crumbling wall. While tourists now visit, the town stands as a stark reminder of political upheaval and forced migration. Living here today is impossible, but the eerie beauty of a town abandoned yet standing strong is a haunting testament to the impermanence of human settlements. Which of these towns blew your mind the most? Would you dare to live in a place where nature constantly tests your limits? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through humanity's most daring homes, hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to keep exploring the world's wildest places with us.